Yep. Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to the episode 5 of the DevOps World Community Meetup. So we are a community of 1,000 plus members now. This is open community and started it last year, but the meetup kicked off this year and we have already done 5 episodes of DevOps World knowledge sharing sessions, and we're excited for many more that's coming ahead because we are growing. We do have a website for the DevOps World where you can find our partners, events, and also free lessons to learn and enhance your DevOps career. Also, if you are new, you can check which DevOps path suits you better. So there are a few more things to check out over there. So this is our website. You can go through it and give us feedback. So it's a community. It's not a company. Feel free to contribute and feel free to grow yourself and the community. Short community intro, and let's move to the next one. Welcome to the series, the 10x DevOps engineering, 10x your DevOps engineering in AI era. And the first part was the dev, which we conducted last month. We'll share the videos of previous session very soon, and we do have open source. Hey, Antonio, please have a question. Cool, I think it's by mistake. You can ask me anytime during the presentation, not a problem. So let's start again. We are in the part 2, that pipeline today. Part 1 was already done. Part 3 is next month, and there are surprises in part 3. I hope I don't want to break the surprise, but let's dive deeper into our speaker, so an organizer. So I'm Biswas Jha, with almost 11 years of experience in IT, and all of them are in cloud and DevOps, plus 2 years in AI, ML, and GenAI, in ML Ops, GenAI Ops, LLM Ops, and normal AI uses. I'm here to share real world lessons that I have learned and I have been doing right now with the community. First slide, this one, not this one, this one. For this QR code, you mean? Oh, let's move on. I'll share it at the end. No problem. So yeah, let's start a recap, a short recap, so that we come to the same place, because it's yeah, we'll have the access to the recording of part 1 just after this. Not just after, it will take me to voice over it, because last time I recorded, I could not put voice. It did not record voice. So I have to do a voice over it and then share with you. Meanwhile, we do have a open public repository and README over there, which you can follow along and walk through. But I'll also play a short recap here. So I'll just walk through fast. And that's why I have tried to keep this part a bit smaller, so that we can walk through the previous part and also have a context of current one and some discussion along the talks. Let's go to the next one. So the two landscapes that we started were with Cursor, Cloud Code. Thanks, Emeka. Cursor, Cloud Code, or Amazon Kiro. So these were optionals, where I used Cursor last time to develop the whole landscape of the dev platform and also the spec. So use spec to also define the whole landscape and develop the application. How did we do it? We use key concepts like MCP servers, instruction files, which consist of rules, hooks, instruction commands, and multiple agent and sub-agent driven developments. And the main aspect of our dev part was spec-driven design, which will continue in this part as well, although it's slightly more than the previous one because the previous one was completely dev and it did not require many manual works. But here we'll have some manual works. So the architecture we followed for our application was simple. We wanted to host a static website which can call which can fetch data from an API. So we created an API gateway, and Lambda would return us something, whereas index.html is static and it's in S3 and served via CloudFront. I skipped Route 53 because I did not buy a domain, but I did hit Amazon CloudFront URL and it worked. Well, it works, but everything over here was developed by AI. I didn't do anything. We'll see that now. So I'll try to skip, not skip, but drive it a bit faster so that we don't take 25 minutes. I will say few parts. So I use the dev.md as a bootstrap template. So I put all the content of the bootstrap template or bootstrap prompt over in the chat, and I started with plan mode. So what happened next was it asked me a few questions, and we were able to get a plan ready where we had some to-dos and we had notes and all different knowledge bases required to develop this part. Further, while executing, after execution, right, you could see here we had hooks, we had rules, skills, agents.mg as rules as well, developed, and further down the line, we used, so we got this spec.md, that's template. We use business use cases to map to spec.md first, and then use that spec.md and the skills that was developed in by the bootstrap template together to develop the whole application. So it took some time. It took some time. I don't have indicators here, but you can see now we did have all the skills like deployer skill, destroyer skill, security remediator, spec generator, and all of them. We had all the skills required to develop our Terraform infrastructure and also our code in CSS, JavaScript, and normal Python code inside the Lambda. Oh, was it Python? I think it was Python. So we have specmd.template, which I renamed because the prompt was not working perfectly. So I had to rename spec.md to specmd template because it was a template, but it was fixed in the repo. So you can use it directly from the repo, which works. So now if you see, let's write spec.md, use spec.md.template and prompts below. So I use spec.md and map it to the template so that we have now dev or architectural guidelines to develop. So now, since I have spec.md, which says what needs to be developed, I just executed spec. So if you see here, oh, sorry, I just said it to execute spec. The main important thing here is always start in plan mode so that you have enough time and enough understanding of what will be done, and you can also modify to do, or you can also rewrite stuff or keep on brainstorming. So always have this done in plan mode. Well, I have left the agent in auto mode because it really don't need very powerful agents like Opus 4.7 or Sonnet as well. So sometimes it even works with Composer 2.5. Well, yeah, so if you have a really good setup, you don't require very heavy agents, in my experience. So now, since we said that execute spec.md, it started creating provider variables, persons. Hey, awesome. Awesome. Have a question?
Yes, yes, chat. Could you check the chat?
Sorry? Chat.
He asked the question in the chat.
Hi, could you repeat for hooks and rules how it works? Yeah, let's do it once the recap is done. I'll repeat it. What to write there? I'll show in ID because this is a recording. I cannot click, so I'll show it there. So yeah, the execution happens and all the files are created. That was the most important part. And after that, there are certain errors. So you need to also deploy this application to AWS to verify that if things work as expected. So certain interaction is required. Like certain time it says that, hey, I don't want to apply this stuff because it's a destructive or constructive kind of action. So yeah, I have to say continue deployment and it will continue from here. Well, there are certain issues that will come while doing this deployment, such as hooks. Hooks are very important thing, which Hossam asked right now. So hook is something that will be inside the GitHub folder inside hooks, also in IDE now as well. But you need hooks.json in order to have hooks enabled in your cursor IDE, but it works differently in all different IDEs. So hooks, what it does is you can say your skills or agent that, hey, every time you do any change or you do anything, just validate or hit the hook. So hook gets triggered every time some change happens. Or you can also say before any commit, like pre-commit hook, or you can also include it in pre-commit hook to trigger it. So what hook basically does, it makes your application more deterministic. So you put tests, you make your application or AI driven development a test driven development approach, right? So hook can be basically your test, which you test against what AI builds. So hook usually for me, for my case, it was checkoff rule as a hook to always validate against the checkoff rule for compliance and security, and also for CloudFront URL to validate that I get 200 as status code. So these two are major hooks factors for me, but yeah, we'll explore that in some time again. And rules. So rules are same thing. So you have Copilot instruction if you use Copilot. So you put some instruction over there, but rules are something that cannot be. It will not. It will follow in hierarchical structure. It cannot bypass it. So hook rules would be blueprint, like what it needs to do. Say to want. Yeah, so let me move a bit faster because we don't need the dev part today completely to take our day. I want to show you finally what we achieved. So it will keep retrying if there are any failures. It's not going to. I did not see the application up. Think I think we'll see as part of this presentation as well. So let's skip it. Maybe that's not in the recording. Okay. Let's come back after 17 minutes to our today's topic. So DevOps in the AI era, part two, the pipeline. So the dev, the ops, and what connects them, it's DevOps, right? Yes. Yeah. So Dev and ops. So development can be development of application that a different dev does or you do as well. Certain times we have to do our own developments, and then there is main part of development, that's infrastructure on DevOps engineer, infrastructure pipelines, scripts, Ansible playbooks, or other stuff that compensate the DevOps work, the whole life cycle, and dual factor application methods, right? Application development methods. So the dev part is that. Then there is the pipeline where you do continuous monitoring, continuous operations, checking on if the speed is correct. It depends on your application, actually, what you need to verify. But there need to be a connector which connects dev to ops when you are running on production. So that's pipeline we are going to talk about today. Pipelines. Most of them are CI/CD, but it's not just limited to CI/CD. The tooling that we are going to use today is Cursor for IDE and agent mode, OpenAI as our code reviewer, GitHub as our CI/CD tool, PR checks, and also as a code reviewer. But yeah, we will see how all of them are getting set up and how we can use all these three tools for our pipeline landscape for agentic AI or AI powered infrastructure development. The first part, as we saw in our dev part, that we need to set up our skills. Here as well, we'll set up certain skills. What are skills? So skills are something which agents will have in order to develop further. So suppose you want to develop a website with maybe Node.js with Python as a backend and an HTML, right? So you at least require three different skills here. But you can go ahead and say agent to develop all of them. It's gonna do it. But then you may also require a certain skill to have it in certain design patterns like factory methods, or you want to integrate them, or want to test them, a skill to test them. So um, agent can do them if you just ask it to do, but it's gonna take a lot of time, and hallucinations increases, accuracy is very low. To increase these all parameters, you need to have defined skills and defined steps inside it, and rules which will govern the whole skills path for agent to work further, and the accuracy will jump more than 80 to 90%. Before that, it's usually 50 to 60. So let's set up skill for our pipeline. Let's see a short video. They are not very big one, but please ask your questions meanwhile if you have any. I do have certain things here that I want to share, like MCP manual. MCP is something that I did not cover in our session today, but I have MCP. I created it using Python, and you can find it in freecodecamp.org website as well. We'll share that with you, or also in our blog. But yeah, next we executed the pipeline.md like we did for our the dev.md, and it would create every required skills for our application. And then we further develop the whole pipeline. But for pipeline, it's fairly easy. Yeah, let's see what we are doing here. So we are using gs command for all this stuff. It's planning next. It's very boring to see agent working, so I will try to skip a bit. I usually go for a coffee, so not sure what you do, but I feel it very boring. Some water. Interesting. I forgot to do plan mode here. Everything was getting done in agent mode. Then I did plan mode, and it did not work. Although I knew that this is going to work because the pipeline.md that I wrote here was very elaborated one. So it's going to work, but always make sure you start in plan mode to have very predictive output. Mine was less predictive, so I had to tweak a bit, but start with plan mode. How do you develop your skills with AI? There are multiple ways to do it. Let me show my IDE once. There are multiple ways, but ideally, if you see in, for example, the dev.md, right? We define what needs to be created here and elaborately present what should be there in its skill. So it has a context on what needs to be created, and let's see for pipeline. So it has a context on what pipeline needs, and also spec has a direction on what needs to be done. So it reads both the file according to spec, what is required, and the pipeline .md, what it has, it creates all the skills. This is called Bootstrap template, so Bootstrap prompt, which you can use directly to create all the skills required. For example, the PR reviewer one. So it will create a script called PR reviewer, and then workflows PR reviewer.yaml, and all those along the line. Does that answer your question, Harfe?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Cool. Let's see next what went after. Oh, it's still the same. Still the same. Yeah, it kept on writing the files. So it created Terraform CI YAML and other files required inside the GitHub folder as well. Hey, Hosen, please tell me. Hosen?
So no question, no question.
Ah, okay. You raised your hand, so a bit confused. You can speak as well after raising your hand. No problem. If you have any question, I don't mind getting interrupted. Yeah, pre-commit config.yaml. So it's one more thing, right? It's not just about AI, what AI is developing, but it needs to be checked on different stages for more deterministic output. And one of them, the best practice is to have pre-commit hooks. Always a pre-commit hook. I'm sure that most of us has used pre-commit hook, but please let me know if any one of us don't know what is a pre-commit hook. Can raise your hand. Cool. Every one of us knows what is pre-commit hook, so I would rest my case here. I will just say I have created some pre-commit hooks before any commit happened, and the pre-commit hook has linting, has Terra test, has checkoff rule test, and also formatting afterwards. So yeah, it has all the YAML file, YML or YAML file created. Next, we are, so this is all happening from the pipeline.md itself. We have not executed spec yet. Cool. So still setting up everything. Same video, you will see happening. The main important thing is after the pipelines are created according to spec, according to the Bootstrap skills, you would see that it requires certain stuff here, right? For example, it requires AI review provider, which provider we are going to use, what model you are going to use, what would be base URL, which AWS region we are going to use. And the safest way to use AI to deploy anything in your production is to provide it as a variable, and then pipeline to take care of it. Never share it with your AI that, hey, this is my code, put it in GitHub. Don't do it. You never know where it's going on. So always create variables, secrets, and let it trigger the pipelines rather than know what are the secrets. Yeah, and sandbox role ARN for Terra test. Those are a few components that we will have. Still have a lot to do. Open a PR and verify pipeline end-to-end. But this is interesting. Now it is going to create, after pre-commit hook, pre-commit check, there's one more important thing, that always lock your main branch. And if possible, create a development branch and always do development to main only stable merges. That would be best practices. Yeah, I'll demo it in the ID. So I will keep this whole sort, and then we can see how we can set up MCP. How it can be done. There are multiple ways. Let's see. I'll share that part as well. Where was I? So I was at the second part where it's very important to have multiple checks. Then next check is lock down your main. Put development, have a nightly run to merge your development to main, and make sure that whenever a PR gets created, most of your checks are done on PR itself. Like it gets triggered on PR, and then whenever it's green, you merge it, you get the output for your reviewers, that how much test passed, how many tests passed, what are the vulnerabilities, and what needs to be fixed in the code. So it's better to have all the pipelines running on your PR itself, so that you offload your development or main branch, and also don't create a friction within the team with the buggy code. So we are going to do the same thing here. So this one, it asked me if I have provided all the key, and if E2E verification, how far should it go? So I have provided all those details, and it's going to, we'll see even MCP within this development mode, but I'll show it separately as well. Yeah, so plan mode always, and then move ahead for next step. We'll see here MCP is being used, and that's why I have dragged it a bit. It's gonna keep on trying and fixing stuff. Let's not wait for what it is going to do, because it has PR2 is open, and it's checking on CI, like if all the jobs are passing. Now we saw that security job is failed, so it's gonna log it and then try to fix it in next step. It's important to also set up your skills to do this in order, like you do. So like a good DevOps engineer would do. Yeah, so here you see now within Actions, there is this CI Bootstrap delivery pipeline that was created as part of our development, and it has all these stages like validate, security plan, Terra test, sandbox. Well, it's interesting. It will not apply here. You see, apply part is blurred, not blurred, but it's not activated. Well, that because it's a PR, you don't want it there. But Terra test will also deploy your resources, and you need a sandbox for that, most preferably. And there's one more thing. While you want to connect your GitHub to AWS, use OIDC connector. If you are using Azure DevOps, it would be different. You can connect with Intra ID and others. But with GitHub, always try to use OIDC connector and create a trust relationship in your AWS accounts. Well, it's not Azure right now, or I would have also shared that, but try to create a role and a trust relationship with your GitHub. So there is a really nice article on how you can configure OpenID Connect. You can go through it. I'll share that as well after our demo. But never use username and password. It's very risky. Even for Sandbox and for AWS, for separate OIDC connectors. Hey, Lorenzo. Will this project end what? Yeah, that will be available, and it will be there on YouTube or in your inbox. So we'll share it there. It's there in GitHub, so you can already see that. If you don't have if you don't have what you say access, you have not received any link, we'll share it again after the call. The one question Hossam had, I'll come back to it, Hossam. Chuba, can you elaborate on how pre-commit hooks makes developing with AI safer? Yes, because you want your AI to also commit the code, fix the code if PR checks fails or any other activities fails. So always remember the git commit, git commit, git push takes a lot of token from you. So, and it takes a lot of time. So the end-to-end delivery cycle is too high. And all the checks that you want to do against the AI, the smaller things like linting check or unit test or for example, integration test, those parts can already be handled in your pre-commit hook before even agent does a commit. So it will be checked with the previous automation cycles. Is it clear, Chuba? Okay, I'll take it as yes. Thank you. Antonio, is it possible to catch up on the first third of the course? First part of the course, if I understand it correctly, right? Anand? I'll share the video recording that we have with a voiceover, and then you can go through it. Yes. So you see here, right? So I've set up AI security reviewer, but my AI review API was not set. The bot did review. There is a if you can search, right? GitHub reviewer. Let's search this one. So AI code review action. This is what it looks like. It's already there as a review action. I have done slightly different, but you can see after my key was set up, it could review and it could provide me review comments over here. So a summary is there, and yeah, there is nothing found, so I didn't do because I had a very simple change over here. Most of them are documents, so that's why I didn't have, or YAML files, so I didn't have much to say there. But yeah, this works. Or there is another way. If you are using GitHub, you can also have GitHub Copilot enabled, and it can do review as well. But then you have to add it as a reviewer. Well, I don't have enterprise or business subscription. I'm a poor guy. Just kidding. I'm not an enterprise, so I have to have that. But once you have it, you can enable in your main setting of your organization that GitHub Copilot is allowed, and then here you can just add one more as a reviewer. Here you can already see that GitHub Action bot is there, so similar it will come as Copilot, GitHub Copilot. How have you gone about creating workflows in GitHub, example YAML files? I found Claude often creates false YAMLs, and I have needed to prompt it many times or correct the YAML manually. Yes, it does, but if you can have bootstrap done correct, if a bootstrap actually knows what those YAMLs should be there and what should be steps of checking it, and the specification says that, hey, I'm deploying a Terraform application and it's a serverless application, and you need to create YAML according to that. The accuracy increases by 80 to 90%, but still, I will say 90%. 10% chances of hallucination are there. But if you create smaller YAMLs, like smaller tasks, smaller checks, it's still far ahead, like 96, 97% is. Sometimes 100 as well. You can hit hundreds. If not, then your pipelines are going to fail. So next step that I'm going to show is what happens if those YAMLs are wrong and if it fails. So good question. Good timing as well, Lorenzo.
What do you mean by bootstrap, though? I don't know bootstrap.
So
I know it's a web
bootstrap,
dev tool, or
sorry.
it's a web dev tool, right? Or
Oh,
is that
no, no. So what I meant by bootstrap is skills. So if you have skills set up according to YAML that you want, right? So skills are kind of the YAML creator, and spec is the content that the YAML needs to have. The steps are in skills, and the contents would come from spec. So it has more deterministic approach over
okay?
there.
Uh-huh.
So it works better that way. Yeah.
Do you have a resource that explains bootstrap and this way of defining skills and specs in your prompts online, or?
We did it in the first part, the dev one. I'll share that after voiceover on that, and you can
Yeah,
go.
unfortunately, this is my first time, so I didn't see the other
I
lectures.
totally understand. I totally, no problem.
But if you have a resource, then great. If you could share it at some point.
Yeah, we'll share not today, but this weekend or the next week to everyone
Perfect.
who have subscribed. Yeah. Cool. I'll move ahead then. We have a pull request. We had a AI review. Since we have 20 minutes, but it's really good conversation, by the way. I'm gonna merge the pull request now. I'm not gonna see anything. Well, the main part here was if your YAMLs are wrong, right? This bootstrap PR will fail. There will be no green tick over here, and then the agent will. Let me show you. So I have an MCP server. So how I set it up. So I do have created a pipeline guardian MCP server, which has 4 tools, and like checks the pipeline status or pipeline errors inside the pipeline, retriggers the pipeline, and auto remediates. What it does. Let's see MCP. So it's a course in itself. I don't want to go through it. I want to find README file so that we can look through it together. Yeah. So the 4 tools that I described, right? It actually checks if pipeline is passed, is running, is passed, or is in a failed state, or it's just blank, like empty. It can be empty at certain point of time, right? Oh yeah, I have very latest. I have updated it yesterday, so I'm not sure which version I'm on, Herbert. But oh, it's just Pro, first level of subscription. I do have other subscription, but sometimes Cursor normal subscription works fine as well. it most of the time depends on your setup. The agents are pretty good. Even small language models are pretty good at doing most of the stuff. We don't need large language model for many things. Yeah. Yeah, so you see here, right? So after it has issues, it's gonna auto remediate it. It will give back the instruction to agent saying that, hey, there was a problem, there was an error. This is the error that I read using the MCP server, and fix it. So you can change this max attempts. I didn't have any errors, so this MCP was not triggered. But this is how this is completely created by AI as well, but it is not something that's gonna go out of the internet and gonna test it. Well, it's going towards GitHub and then checking your particular project and everything, but not to anywhere else. Yeah. So to answer you, Herbert, we kept this whole session at level 2. In my experience, there are 5 levels. One would be entry level, where you use prompting, and level 1, where you are more than prompting. You try to use Claude to develop, or use prompts in a very structured way, use planning to develop the whole application. Then there is level 2, where you have more structure, like spec-driven design, where you have your skills to compensate your development, and spec that comes, spec means specification, that comes from business, and then translated by architects and DevOps agents. So that's level 2. Then there are level 3 and level 4, also mode of AI development, but we have kept it as level 2. And the first level of subscription is perfectly fine for level 2 development. And accuracy up to 90%, I can see there. So let's merge it. And now after merging, there is another round of pipeline that's gonna get triggered. That's gonna apply our infrastructure and all the code, the Terraform apply. Same pipeline, just a different path. It's gonna take it. It will not plan anymore because it has artifact of plan already. But you can trigger it plan. I did not. I wanted to save some time. Although I also wanted to turn off the Terra test part, but I think in this recording I didn't do it. So let's see. It's gonna apply everything, and we'll verify it now. Same MCP server that I shared right now. That's gonna check the current Terraform CI status. So we can use that to check for our status, but let's move on. We already know it's green, so we are not gonna spend our time over there. We are already short on time. Yep, so everything was green, apply was done, and you can see CloudFront distribution domain name is there. It might be up, but let me see. D1. It's already up. But that's the CloudFront, the architecture that we saw right in the beginning. User hits the Route 53 domain, which hits CloudFront origin, and then it fetches from S3 static site. And S3 static website has calls to API gateway. API gateway calls or fetches data using Lambda. So it's a complete application, but with minimal cost. You don't need to spend hundreds here. Oops. So I think, yes, we had the application deployed and we are done there. This is what we wanted to achieve, and it's all through pipeline. We can check this pipeline here. So this is the code base, which was developed by all these clicks and few instructions. This is the dev.md, so the bootstrap template for the development part. And this was the pipeline bootstrap template. So you can specify what kind of questions it needs to ask, and then in plan mode, it will ask you all those stuff. So it's always good to be in plan mode. What I wanted to, so I think Hossam had one question. Oh. I hope you finally share any of your company details. I did not understand, Herbert, about that. Can you elaborate? Company details, in a sense. Oh, about sharing services. Sharing services. This kind of services, you mean? Oh, okay. You can connect me on LinkedIn if you want further from it. I will share my LinkedIn profile right after call. It's actually a community work, so this is free for everyone. It's for you, it's for me, it's for everyone. And it's a stage for everyone to share their knowledge and gain knowledge, form a group of like-minded people. So here we are not doing direct, this is not a company, this is an organization, but I can help after a call. Let's connect on LinkedIn if you have further questions on that, Herbert. Okay, let's show you some more stuff then. I don't need this. I don't need this. So this is our LinkedIn page. Please like it. Please go there and have a chat. We'll be more active here in coming days. We'll share all our events. We are not very active, but we also get regular invitations from the community with some free tickets. Last time we had from OCX26. So I would say, please keep an eye on the LinkedIn page. It's the easiest way for me to share if certain events happen. We also had some ticket for Data Next Agentic Summit yesterday, which I did not publish because I asked it to everyone, but I did not get any reply in the form. Well, please keep an eye on here, and LinkedIn. How can I share my? You can see it in the meetup group as well, but this is me. You can reach out to me anyhow. I will. It's also in the meetup group, my link. So please reach out there. That's the best way. What can I show you more? I think we are done with the presentation, but we have certain recaps. What we learned here, main part was what is spec-driven design. So the idea is to have one bootstrap template. So always one, what would be a bootstrap template? So bootstrap is a terminology used to start any software or any project from scratch, right? Yeah, that should be public. So start from scratch. So to start from scratch, we provided certain instruction, and that is the bootstrap template, what it does here. And the idea is to have bootstrap for dev, pipeline, and ops. That's the only one file you need to set up all your agentic skills, your agents, MCP servers, hooks, instructions like you see here. All of them would be, so this is a check of compliance hook that I have. I forgot to share you hook, right? So you can also create hook.json and then it gets activated. I just created hook. This hook can be called from skills as well. So skill can keep on verifying using this check. And check of failure will trigger the fix for that check of rule, and thus it works like that. So we have our security scanned repo. So every code is security scanned, not just Terraform level checkoff, but also AI security scan, and you can also add. If you are using GitHub, you can add Dependabot and other kind of security scanners, CI security scanners. And iterative process. So you can have your coffee there, just need to verify along the line that if specs are good and the outcome that you wanted to achieve is there or not. So yeah, this is an iterative process that we saw right now. Takeaways. Is this repository public? I think it is public, so let me verify it. Oh, it's private. I'll make it public. I'll make it public. I might have done something wrong over there, but if you go here, we do have the dev that is public. So yeah, this one is public. I'll make other one public as well. So it's not a private property. It's a community property. Nima. So yeah, set up rules, skills, agent, MCP servers, and start with specification that is spec.md. Part 3, we are gonna see really cool stuff, real agents in action in your production, in your dev, in your test. The ops, the DevOps agent, the security agents, and the 24/7 monitoring SRE agents. Well, these are something also vendors like AWS, Azure provide. And well, the combination of all of them would be a fun thing to see next time and to try out. And that will close a complete end-to-end DevOps loop for level 2 DevOps engineer using AI. So it also covers basic DevOps concept and also the AI way of using DevOps in current scenarios. And what are the things that DevOps engineer needs to know? Most important thing is 12-factor application development method is something you should know. Then you should know that the test, as many tests and breaking points are there. It's really good to have more and more deterministic thing and to roll back your changes at any point of time. It helps. And there are many more. I can share in an article as well, so that yeah, you can go through it, what I have discussed here. Awesome. I think that was your question, I guess. So yes, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a link to, I think, LinkedIn. No, this is a link to feedback form. Please provide your feedbacks. That's really, really important, because this is your community. This is by DevOps engineer, for DevOps engineer, and always a free community. We are gonna bring next level engineers and architects and anyone whom you want to listen, or if you want to speak in the event, you have something really cool to share, please reach out to community@devopsworld.com. We are gonna make it happen. We have upcoming event partners talks in next month, so stay tuned. I would say, and please, any questions? Okay, it's a silence. Hey, Emeka, you there? Hey, Yo-Yo, Jojo, did you?
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Emeka.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So Emeka is helping us as well to drive the community a bit. So yeah, welcome Emeka on your first one to help us here. Thank you for helping in the chat.
All right. Thank you very much. So regarding the recording to be shared after the class, I guess so. So
Sorry?
Now I'm answering the chat and the message in the chat that the records will be shared.
Yeah, we'll share to also the via Meetup email announcement to everyone, the links also in the chat. Well, this chat won't be there for a long time, but in the Meetup announcement to your emails, you'll receive those. Yeah, then I would say if we have 2 more minutes. If we have any question, please let us know. Oh, sorry. I had my dinner already. So, or else just mail us or LinkedIn message me if you want. If anything is required.
When will be the next session? Next month? When will it be?
Oh, so the idea for this community was to always have session on last Friday of the month, so that you start your new month with new skills and new enthusiasm. So that was my idea behind starting the meetup at last Friday of the month. You get enough time on weekends. It will be last Friday of next month. I have to see the date. Let me see. Let me stop
okay.
sharing a bit. It's June 26th of June. Hey, Tibo. Thank you. Thank you for joining the call, and really great interactions and great enthusiasm. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.
What about the token usage? So I don't know how many token you spend for that.
I think we lost you, Herfer. Can you type it or maybe?
Yeah, so
say
what about the token user? Because you use AI to make anything on. I want to know if it take many token to do something like that.
Okay. I don't think I understand you. My bad. My network might be not very good, but yeah, please.
I understand what. Sorry, I understand what it means, Bishwas. So the
Okay,
token.
please.
Let me answer, Heather. So it depends on how you prompt and your AI tools. Like if you're using cloud or you're using GitHubs. I mean ChatGPT. So so for like I use cloud code. So most times, if I'm prompting, I limit my prompting to like 10 prompts, and after that I do this slash compact. That way, you remit your max, as in you maximize your token usage, so you don't get to like you don't get to overuse your tokens. I don't know if that answers your question. And also, you also avoid using PDFs, like sharing PDFs or uploading your PDFs to cloud code if you want to, as in if you're trying to like build like write a script or you're trying to ask something. I don't know if that answers your question, Harvey.
Yes, so you answer my question. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you. Klaus, it is about money. How much do you spend? Oh, that was it. So I did not see the chat here. What about the token uses? I'm still under my limit of the pro plan. It comes with I think $28 per month. I did not have to use my own token yet. Well, for AI reviewer, I had to use a separate token. For this project, I would say, well, I do have separate projects to deal with, but particularly for this one, I still did not exist my token uses for this week. So I have, let me check quickly, verify that. But it's very less. I did not count the token use, but I have not existed, or what you say, it exhausted my token uses. Yeah, but Caveman has, yeah, Caveman is really nice. And also Cloud Mem, if you want to really use memories, it's also nice. Nice one, Tiba. That's a token is a problem. When you develop a large application, it becomes more of a problem. And if you use MCP servers, you're gonna have an empty pocket for sure. So be careful with MCP servers. Most of the works can already done by skills and agents and hooks. So try to limit your MCP server uses. It takes a lot of token. So if we don't have any question, I'm gonna stay in the call for a while, but I'm gonna stop the recording from here onwards. So if you have something to speak up, please do now before I stop it and you want to be in recording.